Hello, everyone. Then we should be live now. I love the ominous laughing right when that happened. That was fantastic. All right. Yep, we're live. Welcome back, everybody, to the We're Totally a Professional, doing totally professional things in Blades in the Dark.
Hey.
I will not tell the story of how I was in a standoff with a skunk earlier, because that definitely happened. No, nobody won, or we all won. Nobody got sprayed. That's the point. We're here. Also, music. Hopefully this is not a bajillion degree, not degrees. Good lord. Hopefully this is not ridiculously loud. Again, I know what I'm doing. So, welcome back to Blades in the Dark. Somebody wants to post a thing. Is anybody hearing music out of Kyrobot?
No.
Alright. That's sad. We'll figure it out. If not, we can just be sad without music. Not sad without music. Exciting without music. Why are we in secret chat? Get up here. Thank you. There we go. Now we should hear Kyrobot music. Just very, very loudly for me. Alright. Turn down.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Alright. So, team. We now have a crew. We now have a hideout. And why don't we start off at that hideout, which I believe is, or at the lair, I'm sorry, which I believe is called the ossuary?
It is an ossuary.
Yeah.
Who would like to describe the ossuary? Where are we? What does it look like?
We never did settle on how we actually get into it.
I mean, I feel like we can make up what it looks like for now, though.
Yeah.
What is your interpretation of it?
Very.
I guess it's a bunch of
There's...
corridors with holes in the walls.
It's winding corridors, almost cavern-like. At first, you believe it is just a series of dark stones, intermingled with white ones. However, as you get closer, you realize these are bones. Stone has veins made of the skeletal remnants of those who passed long ago, in a time perhaps now forgotten. Pockmarked with passageways and hidden secrets for those who know of it. How about that?
Yeah.
That was off the top of my head.
Excellent.
Well, sure didn't sound like it. Very nice.
I read a lot of horror.
You read a lot of horror, really?
Yeah.
I never would have guessed. Alright. So, shall we start off with all of us in the lair? Who would like to start? Describe yourselves. Describe what you're doing. Or should I roll a fate this?
Yeah, roll a fate it, if you have it.
If I have it.
Well, it can be available to everybody or just the GM. I don't see
Oh,
it,
yeah, that
so
is
I
true.
wasn't
Hey, that's me.
I It is you.
So what we're doing right now in the lair?
Yeah. Describe your character. What are they doing?
All right, yeah. So Tacha, aka Firebox, is a what was the name? Tycherosian? Yeah,
Taichirosi.
Tycherosi. Okay. So he's around his late 20s. He's young. He's sort of naive, but he is skillful. But most of the time, people just see him as someone young and dumb, still just learning, I guess. And right now, since we actually don't have a workshop here, he's probably just working on setting up something just to be able to do his stuff, like his alchemy stuff. Since he's a lich, he's into tinkering and stuff, so he needs to set up anything like tools, table, whatever. So he's probably looking for a spot, or probably already found a spot and is just setting it up. So he's a burly guy. He's fairly strong. He's not he's not like the guy that's probably gonna be in the front line all the time punching people, but he can hold himself in a scuttle, so he's pretty burly. And yeah, right now he's just looking to make himself like a little spot in the whichever spot of the or place in this weird catacombs that we found. Uh, yeah, that's probably about it. I also gotta say that he probably likes it here because he had some encounters with ghosts working in the rail lines, and he likes. For some reason, he likes the feeling of haunted places because it reminds him of his work, and he liked his work. So he kind of feels at home here in a place that feels like haunted. Like probably for him feels like he's constantly being watched by who knows what, and like there's always like shadows in the corners of his eyes, and he likes that for some reason. So I guess everyone likes that for some weird reason. Well, what is going on? Oh, that's all I got. And well, I guess also the uh conductor hat. He's got a conductor hat or train operator hat, whatever you want to call it. Yay!
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody else is talking, they're quiet.
What's going
This
on?
is true.
Maybe something happened to her audio again. I don't know.
Lost.
Forever.
Oh no.
Happens.
Well,
The skunk.
there's 4 of us left.
The
We'll
skunk
keep
is
it going.
back.
She was
Yeah.
attacked by the skunk.
Hold on. We'll just go left to right. All right. That's who wasn't? Oh, Smoke. There we go. You're number 1.
Okay. I think Smoke is pretty nondescript.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. All right.
Continue, Jen.
Well, we're having here. I can
Oh,
go.
no.
I got it. You know. All right. So, okay. Character. Here we go. Alias, Dreamer. Actual name, Edric Templeton. Uh, relatively thin or individual. Slick back hair. Of a gaze that stares off past people whilst talking to or with them. Although that is often disguised behind glasses. Their mind is constantly set upon seeing what's, really around. The surrealist truth of the world about which he paints. Right now, probably exactly what he's doing is just kind of his interpretation of the meeting for whatever we're about to plan. Kind of already having thoughts about what we might see, do, attempt, and what we crime. Yeah, I mean, that's all we really need. It's a quick description.
I'll go next.
That's good.
Character- Yes. Ethlin, his alias is Ghost Eater. He is a early 20s, if not late teens, a bit on the smaller side, just thin and kind of weird looking. One thing that, like, despite all of his scraggly hair, which is a bit long, even falling around his shoulders, is that he always wears his mask, which seems to be a staple of the Whispers. It's one thing that you have basically never seen him without. It is not the most pleasant thing to look at, but even though it is a mask, it still bears his mouth, which has some scars surrounding it. I wonder where those came from. He is probably lurking around some of the lesser walked corridors in the catacombs, looking for ghost hunts, just curiously looking about.
Fair enough. Nobody's talking to each other. All right. I believe we've got Seb, because I think Jen is AFK.
Why would anyone be talking with each other? We're just establishing ourselves before we talk.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. We could do that.
Hey, I just met you. Alright,
You
that's
guys have been working
Kainur.
together as a crew. You have not just met, but okay.
But is this crazy?
Oh my god.
But so happened. Here's my
I
number.
regret all of this.
What have I done?
Kainur is quiet. He's pensive. He just weighs in when he has to, but he's a tall, slim man. Keeps to himself. Dresses pretty much in a lot of darks. He's a lurker. He is known for doing jobs around town, around the city for whoever has the most to pay. He hangs out a lot in the Crow's Foot, and that's where he frequents the bar because he enjoys his drinks. He's much more personable once he's had a couple of drinks in him. His oh, I haven't even said his name. His name is Sirocco. He's known by Sirocco, which is kind of a scorching desert wind, as he's a man from a land called Iruvia, which is known for having lots of kind of similar to Persia and Egypt. So he speaks slow, he speaks deeply, and he's here to assist in however way he can.
We love ourselves a friendly assassin.
Only when he's drinking.
Only when he's drinking. Okay. All right, that's fair. All right, now, 2 options, team. We can hop right into some roleplay, do all that. I don't know, is Jen back? I'm trying to look at the... Yes, I see you are unmuted. Are you back? Are you ready? If not, that's okay. Are we having another audio issue? Can no one hear me?
No, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, alright. Then I will carry on. So here's the question. We can hop into the scene and we can describe Smoke when they get back in. Or I do have some fun crew building questions for you all.
Ooh, this sound good.
You want crew building questions? Okay. Let me get those up. Whoever wants to go first, roll a d20.
D20.
All right.
Oops.
First up, okay, I do see a smoke rolling in, so I don't know if we've got... Ha! Oh, that's cool! Smoke rolling in. That's...
Wait, what?
Which is weird because I didn't hit any.
Yeah, I rolled.
Did you roll what
a
clicked on
smoke
them?
for some reason.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think so.
Ew, it might be because you guys are observer rather than limited. All right, we'll
Oh
fix
yeah,
that.
you don't want that.
Yeah. I had observer when you guys were doing that. There we go. All right. So first up, we've got Etham rolling an 8. 8. Who in the crew makes you nervous and why?
Let's see. I know it wouldn't be Tatcha, because he likes haunted places. So it might be Kainur. I think Kainur makes Ethlam the most nervous.
And why?
I think it's probably because of how friendly he gets occasionally. It is not something that Ethlam is particularly used to, and so it is not something that he trusts.
Fair. What do you mean that this face is not one of trusting? Man, I gotta get this where the common thing will show on the boss bar. There we go. I'll zoom in on the common display. This face isn't trusting. All right, I believe Nopal, you rolled in with that 7. All right, so for Firebox, which crew member saved your life, and how are you repaying that debt?
That's a colorful one. Phew. Oh, I don't know. That's a hard one. Someone saved my life. Let's see.
I mean, I can always roll a fate and see who saved your life.
Yeah, that's better. That's fair. I can figure that out.
All right.
It's gonna be myself.
Yeah.
Can only rely on myself.
All right, Kai saved your
Okay.
life.
I'm gonna say that maybe Thatcher was the last one to join the crew, and he had a job, and for some reason it was a similar job to him. Maybe he was taking down a target. Let's say that he was taking down a target. Thatcher was also maybe taking down the target, or they had the same job, different contractors, and it was Thatcher's not an assassin like Kainor is, like so. Maybe he found the target first, and it was too much for him, and he was about to get killed, and then Kai came in, finished the job, saved him in the process, saved Thatcher in the process, and for some reason decided to invite him to join the crew. Maybe because he was a witness and had to either eliminate him or take him along for some reason. So let's say that Kai actually not only saved him, but gave him his life back because he could have taken his life. So he's paying back Kai and the whole crew by just working hard for them, or rather with them, right? I think
Yeah.
that works.
Oh, that's awesome.
How do you feel about it, Kai?
Oh no, that's perfect. Kai being an Iruvian and being also looked down upon a little bit himself. Sees Taikarosi and comes in, kills the guy, and offers him his hand and offers to share the bounty and lets him know that if he wants to step up a little bit and work with a better crew, he's open to joining us.
Yeah, that works. So he just feels indebted, or maybe with a new purpose, and that's why he's feeling like working hard to pay his quotes unquote debt back. Were you attacked by the skunk again? Seems like so.
Oh no! Scott, send help! Send help!
All right. I can't give you a question, so somebody can roll. Here, I'll roll a d20, and then.
I'll roll one too, yeah. Oh no!
Skunk got her. Chewed the internet cables.
Sprayed all the animals.
I swear, it's like if I'm idle too long, my headset decides, nah, we're not going to be connected for some reason. I
Weird.
don't know why. I've never had this problem before. If it does it again, I'll just bust out my wired headset. It's fine. All right, 16. Who in the crew have you lied to, and why can't you come clean?
Ooh. All right. This is a good one. I'm probably gonna say he slide to Dreamer. Kai has some connections in Kraus Foot that he's trying to keep not very in the open because they might affect his allegiance towards some targets. So he, if Dreamer has asked anything about any other affiliations, Sirocco has dodged the question very preemptively. Does that work for Dreamer?
Yeah, that works for me. I had rolled 10 at one point. I assume that we've lost them again. Strong. Strong.
It's time to change the
Time to change the headset.
Yeah.
Who do you secretly admire, even if you'd never admit it? Well, obviously that's Ethlem, because Ethlem deals with spirits and spooky things, and Dreamer only dreams and imagines the surreal, whereas they imagine that Ethlem actually, lives it.
Aw.
But yeah. Alright.
I was going to do something and I don't remember what it was. Mm, Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Skunks are
There are
Powerful.
portents of doom.
on this full moon Friday the 13th.
And it is a full moon?
Yep.
Amazing.
Oh,
It's the
shit.
wrong month.
was-
It needs to be October.
Yeah,
It
that's
was technically a strawberry moon last night.
Mm-hmm. It was gorgeous.
yeah, that's probably no bueno. That full moon, skunks, the whole thing. All right, so we've got who's left here? Are we down to smoke?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to roll in smoke for a question or describe your character? All right, we got a 4. Although if you're talking, we can't hear you. You've been getting by a skunk. But who have you hurt that didn't deserve it? I assume in the crew. Who have you hurt that didn't deserve it? And what would... Well, I don't like that question. And what would you do if they walked in the room right now? I'm going to say, because this is crew building, who have you hurt in the crew when they didn't deserve it?
Probably everybody. I don't think Smoke is a necessarily delicate person.
Fair. Definitely fair. Do you have a description for Smoke?
Nope.
Like smoke in the wind.
No, I just didn't really think anything beyond the picture.
Okay, well, I meant also just about the character, who they are, or anything else. But if you're still figuring out, that's cool. All right, we've done some crew building. We can do another round of this, or we can hop into the game.
Could I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Since I missed the beginning of the session, apologies. And crew building last time. Could you guys could you guys describe what kind of crew we are on our headquarters? Because I didn't catch any of that, so that would be awesome.
Yeah, no, that'd probably be a good idea.
Alright. Our name is Gravedust. Our lair is an ossuary in the catacombs near the Vale, and we are smugglers, suppliers of illicit goods, specifically the weird kind.
Ooh.
Yeah. Our reputation is more on the subtler side, and we are based in Night Market, the district at the very least. And our aim is to make a name for ourselves by dismantling our rivals, the Brokeback Goats, and filling in their absence.
Get our own turf.
Exactly.
Eat.
Skunks.
Nope, no skunks. We're here. I was just making sure you guys were good with that. All right, you guys are all in the headquarters now. You're hanging out. You have received the news, which I'm not going to make somebody like actually read out this newspaper to the stream or anything, but do you guys have anything you want to talk about regarding, the latest news, any potential opportunities there? This is a chance to establish what all you're doing. Remember, some of this is improv and yes-anding. I know it sounds like I'm throwing you into the deep end, but that's kind of the game.
Well, we've established that we're all in our ossuary lair, doing our own things. I suppose, the scene jumping into it would be one of us, I guess me, because I'm talking. So Dreamer, as they kind of like are putting some finishing touches on an image, it would be that of course, a train going through some interdimensional portal where alien hellscapes stretch out of the stars, wrapping around to the trains themselves, causing havoc. He's like, he looks at everybody like, I think there's some opportunities that have arisen as of late. Haven't you noticed? And then he points to the newspaper on top of their planning table that they all use and have looked at dozens of times.
Are
Well.
we gonna steal a train?
No.
What?
No, that there's supply issues right now due to the train situation, almost certainly, but even separate from that, I think we have something more on the esoteric end. The dangerous trend that is occurring where people are engaging in rare luxuries and not just regular rare luxuries. There are a series of people who are doing counterfeits and other such issues that are causing all sorts of havoc through the use of those esoteric goods. Which I don't think the esoteric's the problem. I think it's that everything is being mislabeled. But there's a high demand for rare eccentricities.
And what are you suggesting?
He just kind of stares at everybody like that. We procure rare eccentricities and give them to the people who desire them, because these are the wealthy people, the ones who can
I mean,
afford it.
I got that, but like, you have an idea of like what exactly?
I don't know. We can reach out to people, see what's currently on the uptrend, and see if we can procure it. Where it is, like, we have to gather this information. We
Okay.
know what we know who our client essentially would be here. Now we just got to figure out what we want to find.
Roland could probably help us out with that.
Fair.
Something occurs
I
to
mean-
you, Kai.
Mhm.
Because I'm introducing how in this game there are flashbacks. We're going to flashback to prep. Am I abusing this mechanic? Yes, I am. Not prep, but to before you came here. You were at your favorite drinking spot. Where's that?
Harping monkey.
The Harping Monkey. Would you like to describe the Harping Monkey while I pull it up, or shall I?
Go right ahead, please.
Alright. The Harping Monkey is an Eruvian nightclub in Night Market run by Puck Skovlan, an Eruvian native. It is very intentionally a tourist trap that plays into the Duskval stereotypes of Eruvia. People wanting to get that quote-unquote exotic vibe. And then the actual Eruvians hang out in the back and actually enjoy themselves, while getting a lot of money from everybody else. Here's the proprietor, Puck Skovlan. If I can... Yes. There we go. He's normally a lot happier when he's putting on a face. This is, I'm tired of Duskvalian bullshittery.
A very upright citizen he is.
Yes. Of course. As you walk in, you first have to go through the public area. Which is probably not... I don't know. Do you find the playing into stereotypes fun or kitsch? Or, like, intolerable? I mean, I guess not intolerable because you go there, but...
Oh, it is a tourist trap for a reason, yeah.
Okay, but, like, how do you feel about it?
No, go for it.
Yep. How does Kai... Never mind.
Oh no, Kai enjoys it because it's so in the face. But when he hangs out in the back, he gets to hang out with more people that he knows and he relates with.
All right. So as you walk in, it is thick drapery everywhere, swaths of fabric. Air is heavy with what is at least implied to be hookah smoke. Might just be piped in from somewhere. A bit heavy on Eruvian perfumes. There are various plush divans and poofs everywhere, low brass tables. Think of whatever stereotype you'd like to think of. And the bar's namesake, a mechanical monkey that clutches a miniature harp and screeches in celebratoriness anytime something happens or a new expensive bottle is uncorked. There are nights where patrons will get very drunk and just keep buying more and more expensive bottles of liquor just to hear the stupid thing screech again. But you slip past that, because you're not there to deal with all the theater kids with fake daggers running around pretending to be a Eruvian or whatever's happening there. You slip onto the back room that actually reminds you of Eruvia. Which does bring up the question, are you from Eruvia, or were your parents immigrants to Duskval?
Nah, he was a late teenager when he left Eruvia, so he was in his 19s year when he left, so he's an immigrant, yeah.
Alright, then you definitely get a taste of probably homesickness when you go in. I don't know, I don't want to tell you how to feel, but it feels like home. They're hanging out. You go here a lot, so Pucks recognizes you, gives you, the bro nod of, oh, hey, it's you. But then has this twinkle in his eye that means he's got an idea.
He's my good friend. He always hears things happening around town, so Kai will stroll up calmly, confidently strolls right up to the bar, takes a seat, and just whispers in a different language, asking Pucks for another drink.
And by different language, you mean Hadrathi?
Exactly. He leans in and goes, Pucks Riman, and asks for a drink that Pucks knows what he likes.
Pox does know what he likes. And also, I love how you then pass the buck on making up Eruvian drinks to the DM. I see what you're doing. Don't lie. Do not lie.
they, they have a bit of spice. They have a little bit of ginger, and it's known as fire rum.
Oh, see, I was actually going to say that it was a scorched lotus, which is served
Ooh, that's way better.
in a brass bowl shaped cup.
That's way better.
I was prepared. I was just giving you crap. All right. He whips it up for you as he's talking. He still is a showman at heart, so he can't avoid the bartending flair a little bit, even though he's not really out there performing. And just says, now I guess here's a question. What does he know you as? Does he know you as Kai? Does he know you as Socorro? What does he call you?
He calls me sir, but my alias here is still Sirocco. He is Kai doesn't reveal his name
Okay.
very easily. Yeah.
All right. So he calls you sir, as in like respect, or sir as in a short for Sirocco?
Sir for short, for Sirocco.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he says, "Sir, my dear friend, you happen to read the newspaper today?"
He's having fun with it. Yeah. I did. It's always great when the Imperium's losing.
Yes, of course. And people are gaining. You know, if someone were to say, have heard about some dream floss somewhere in need of liberation, would you know anyone who could help free it?
Sirocco has a big smirk on his face, and he takes a big sip of the drink that Pucks has just provided. Looks him in the eye, and I could know a few friends or two. What's on your mind, Pucks?
So, first of all, the drink is oddly cooling and tangy at the same time. I mean, I made it sound like drinking icy hot, which I did not mean. It's actually refreshing. It's decidedly made for a warmer climate that likes flavor, I guess is the best way to put it.
It reminds him of home.
And this is, well, I mean, someone might know of some dream floss sitting in a customs warehouse all by itself. And, you know, if someone were to get it into the city, those of us who sell Eruvian goods would be grateful.
Kai nods. Kai understands what Pucks is putting down. And this location of these goods that may come in to town, perhaps, where would that be?
That would be in the customs yard at Gaddoc Rail Station. And if you all, warning, shift pinging about to occur. You all have a quest.
Ooh, first quest.
Yes, I dream of flossing.
Yes, can you... Oh, you cannot click it open. Come on, get it where you can. I might have to change the permissions on over here.
Let me
thought it
in.
did. I know. Alas.
Yeah.
Oh.
I might just have to change a setting here. Oh, that's right. I think it is just... Oh, come on. There we go. Now you can open it. I
Ooh,
had
let
to
me
click
in.
show
Ooh,
new
nice.
players. So, now not all of this is stuff that Puck's just out and out says, but I mean, you've been in this game. You know how this works. Your objective is you've got to get into this bonded customs vault in the Gaddoc Rail Yard, retrieve the shipment of Dreamfloss, and deliver it intact and untainted to Puck's Bolin. You're likely going to get, again, based on your knowledge, somewhere between 6 to 10 coin, which I will explain roughly what you guys would know that to be here in a moment. And, but you could get, if you keep it covert, you're looking at low heat. It's a relatively easy job. That way. But you also know that, there could be a lot of heat. Now, is this a story you're telling your crew?
Absolutely. Kai is gonna drop it in. Soroka's gonna drop it in when he goes back to headquarters. Once Pux reveals everything, he's gonna lean in and get a good arm shake with Pux. Maybe some Dream Flush will be arriving soon, and he'll finish his drink and calmly walk away, and he'll talk about it with his crew when we're all gathered.
All right, now we flash back to you're all gathered and Kai is finishing up telling the story because, see, that's how flashbacks work. However, one of you, I don't know which one, so we're going to continue my usual abuse of the roll of fate. Smoke. You found on your way here something that I will get to eventually. There we go. A notice that's been put up in Gaddoc Rail Station. You picked it up, crumpled it in your pocket, and brought it into the group. I assume this is being handed off to Dreamer, because, let's be real, he's the brains here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give the players a minute to look at it, because they have not seen it yet. But it's an Imperial notice of heightened security, travel restrictions in effect. It may or may not be modeled off of ye old Patriot Act notices and TSA checkpoints. It might have hurt my soul to make this.
Would you like someone to read this?
If you would like.
Sure. Travel restrictions in effect. Report all suspicious activity. In light of the acts of terrorism against the Empire, all major transport hubs have been placed under Directive 11C Enhanced Security Protocols. What to expect at Gaddoc Station. Full inspection zones for freight, luggage, and passenger effects. Void trace detection sweeps in all boarding areas. Enhanced identity verification. All travel permits subject to review. Patrols doubled, City Watch, Spirit Wardens, and Ministry Alchemists. Live charm deployment and arcane residue testing in high-risk sectors. Prohibited during this alert level, any items bearing Skovlani.
Skovlani. It's in the fold. Skovlani.
Gotcha. Thank you. Guild or regional marks, unlabeled spirit vessels, void-related reagents, or dream-adjacent materials. Cultural indulgences lacking sealed provenance documents, ritual implements including but not limited to chalk, ash, thread, crystal, or salt. Wow. Penalties for interference or noncompliance, immediate detainment under Imperial Acts of Transit Security, IATS 14V, property seizure without compensation, listing on the Empire's Logistics Risk Register (ELRR), charges of aiding insurrection through silence. Your duty: if you see something, hear something, or feel something out of place, tell a watch officer immediately. Silence is not discretion. Silence is complicity.
This is House Dusclovian, like or the House Un-American or Dusclovian Activities Committee.
Yes.
It took me a bit to wrap my words around that one.
I mean, people did just like attempt to blow up a void gate, which,
Yeah.
as a former railjack, Firebox, you know a few things about void gates that the others might not. Namely, that they're fragile, and some say whispered among other railjacks, even failing. And of course, they're the only way to travel across the Void Sea on long stretches, unless you go out on Leviathan hunters, where you're likely to be driven crazy by the inky black waters. In fact, Tycheros, your homeland, is only reachable through Voidgate.
Alright.
So maybe
They're
they've got
old.
a point. Maybe they got a point. Maybe not. It feels weird being the DM and having to, like, defend the authoritarian regime. I don't like it.
You mean they have a point by blowing up the gate?
No, I mean, being really mad and wanting to prevent them being blown up again.
Well, yeah. I mean, Firebox is mad because they tried to destroy a relic related to trains. So he's mad,
That's fair.
but not because of the political implications, just because they tried to blow up the gate.
It's like putting a rocket launcher at the, Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Speaking of the Ark of the Covenant, I swear to God that there is a segue here.
Uh-huh.
Behold,
What?
the other opportunity held by top men is the name of this potential score. Okay? I'm doing this before I do the flashback to reveal I did not just make this up. Dreamer, before you came here, you were likely indulging your vice, which is
Going to the theater. And, dropping all that money on, watching whatever is in fashion. Expensive seats. The whole thing.
And in fact, and this one, because I did get an actual token made of this guy. I did not get one for Pucks yet. There you go. Talking to your dear friend, Maestro Helleren, who I assume is the orchestra conductor, based on the name. Where do you all meet up?
Fair.
Like, just somewhere in the, like, cafe in the Spiregarden?
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
You guys want a picture?
Whoa.
That's gorgeous.
Notice how it
Fancy
looks
as fuck.
very different than the environment you guys are used to.
Yeah, bougie as fuck.
Something,
You fancy,
something,
huh?
class divides something.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Class divides. Listen, Dreamer comes from a wealthy family where he obviously, blew all his money on a poor person's thing like art.
The Yes, how do you make money making art? Start with more money.
Yes, that is the only way.
Yeah, it's, how do you become a millionaire? Like, or,
More
or
art.
make six
A small
figures.
donation.
How do you start with making 6 figures in art? You start with 7.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh
so
my god.
Mm.
you're hanging out at this cafe. What is your relationship like with Helleren here? This man, the smoldering man.
A smoldering man.
I don't know. He looks kind of smoldering in the picture. Maybe not.
Fair enough. No, I'm not disagreeing with the smoldering part. Relationship with, well, oh, I mean, obviously, we went to private school together. Clearly, we grew up as best chums, and
Yes.
yes, nothing untoward or unseemly would ever occur
Yeah. Here, hang on.
in public eyes.
Let me pull you over here. There we go. I realized I was like over on like this the stream version of it. I was trying to move it. I'm like, why can't I move the tokens? I'm like, oh right, 'cause I don't have GM permissions.
Yeah.
Duh. Wrong
Yeah, that'll
screen.
do it.
There we go.
But yes, very much the all the things you can imagine that would go on with like two British
Roommates
art
from boarding
majors,
school.
roommates, yeah, from Dust Bowl, yeah, yep.
Well,
So I imagine when we cut to the scene, it would be them laughing at some in joke from school.
right. And speaking of school, it eventually gets around to an old professor you all know from the Department of Pre-Imperial Studies at Charterhall University. And how Helleren's met up with them recently and asks if you have.
Can't say I have. I've been not about as much lately as I'd like. And he thinks about the ossuary.
Of course, we all have our businesses and things, but they mentioned some difficulty they were having with some research that they're doing. Something about bureaucratic nonsense and red tape.
Yes.
I seem to recall you being very good at cutting through that back in the day.
Yes. I had ways, and I still have ways. Are they looking to procure something from one place to another?
Yes.
Or are they...
Hoping to just move things on. They've gotten caught up in all this ridiculous nonsense with the new customs and all that.
Oh. Preposterous. Alright, that sounds like a problem that perhaps is worth helping assist. I mean, we wouldn't want our, antiquities to end up in the wrong hands. People are brutes who don't know what they're doing with it.
Of course. And now, I mean, if it has any powers beyond, just being a piece of history found from the Ashen Mountains, well, I mean, that's entirely inconsequential. It's just wanted for research, of course.
Right, exactly. I mean, coincidences and whatnot.
Right, of course. And so, you all now should see... Hang on, so I get it for everybody. Come here. Well, that didn't do that. Come on.
Oh,
That
well, I had it
user
open
is-
before.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, then I must have messed that up. Held by top men, we got it?
Yep.
Somehow got marked as completed. It's not completed, it's available. Alright. So, essentially, likely payoff, 8 coin. A bit more heat even breaking in because you know that, this is, I mean, you're basically trying to smuggle in the Ark of the Covenant here, my dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's got high attention on it. It's likely in a custom warehouse vault with heavier guard It's currently under a 72-hour review before being transferred to a ministry vault.
Oh, time pressure right there. All right, fair enough.
Professor Vedran would be greatly appreciative. And you do know that they deal in some things that perhaps the weirder of your companions might appreciate.
Indeed. Yes, definitely will let them know. All right.
So, do you also share that with the group?
Yes. We also have this that he lays out exactly what we just described. There's opportunity for some of the weirder options.
Ghost Eater licks his lips. Was there any information about what was on offer?
Yes, it looks like 8 coin. Like a flat rate. Then perhaps, if we encounter additional things along the way that might, boost that, or we could, negotiate when the time comes, but that seems to be the base rate.
I mean, who knows what else is in that high security vault?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And who knows what else is in that high security vault?
Sorry about that.
I mean, this is the right way to put it. Let me see. The other option, though, is a variable coin, depending on a lot of variables, but will draw less attention. But both of these seem incredibly difficult.
Very.
So one's at the guard. Okay, the other one is.
So
the
these are
Imperial
both.
Customer House.
These are both in Gaddoc Rail Station.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm trying
So
to
what you're
stick within
saying is-
Night Market.
Gotcha.
So,
So what you're saying is, if we got
theoretically-
real risky, we could try to do both.
Yeah, so that goes
Theoretically,
to
but that does like compound the risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a gift from the gods, though. Two jobs in one location.
Yeah, that is a choice.
That would be a choice, yeah.
All right. Well, what are we favoring, team? Let's not. We got a time limit on all this, so we should probably make our plans now. Obviously, I understand that like the actual planning is all flashbacks. But like, what do we want to pursue? What's our primary goal? And if we decide to follow up on a secondary, we can figure that out later.
So, quick
Mhm.
quick reminder on how scores work. Would that be handy?
Please.
All right. So technically, in the rules, they have a let's see, a gather information role, which is here. Let's not put it around all the stuff where stuff gets above it. I'm not a big fan. In the deep cuts, John Harper amended it to where it's essentially just free play. You can go investigate and get more answers to things. So that's, I think, how we're going to roll with this. But, importantly, come on, open up. Tile browser, I didn't mean to close you. You essentially have to discover this right here. I'm going to drop it on top of the Orwellian poster. Is what approach are you guys taking? Now, this is not that's the only thing you have to do. This is the beginning of it. You essentially say, okay, we're going in brute force. So you'd pick assault. You tell me the point of attack. Where do you start? Then we do what's called the engagement roll, which just I hate the name because it reminds me of the embarkation roll from AIM, which I don't like at all. Then from there, that determines whether you start off like ahead, behind, and you roll with the situation from there.
Yeah, this is effectively our infiltration point. So where we stand at the when we get to the place, essentially.
Right, and so each of these details, that's what you have to figure out. And provide to me before we jump ahead, and then flashbacks are the planning. So essentially, if you were gonna do tricking your way, we're gonna pretend to be railjacks going to the barracks. Okay, well that's deception. How are you doing that? Because technically transport would be what you guys are doing, but that's not, because you have to acquire the thing.
Like transport would be if we had it already.
Right, if it was take this thing from this place to this other place.
Or sneak party in, via a way. Not necessarily sneak, because that would be stealth, but jumping on a rail car versus, going through the sewers like a Ninja Turtle.
Right. So, that's what you guys can do. Now, of course, you can do investigation. You can use any of your skills as far as, the action ratings, any abilities that you guys have to do the investigating, get more information, give yourself a bit more of an edge as far as words. Yes. But basically give yourself a better way in. It gives you fuel for various flashbacks or deals or things like that. Sorry, I got distracted because my little icons for the scores had gone away. That was interesting. All right. So, comes right there now. Where all would you guys like to start? Or, well, I guess you guys kind of have to decide. Would it help if I gave you a bit of an overview of Gaddoc Rail Station?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be great, yeah.
All right. Are you ready? Hold on to your butts. Gaddoc Rail Station is a combination passenger terminal, cargo terminal, and the main in and out point for pretty much anything going through Akaros and going in and out of Duskfall that does not come from the docks. It is a massive area that also contains Ministry of Preservation warehouses. It contains barracks for the railjacks, which you would be aware of, Tatcha, because you used to be one. And railjacks, if you look, shift pinging here, will give you some idea of them as a faction. I'm willing to give you guys all of this for free because you have a former railjack. Obviously, right now, the Imperial military is very interested. And they consider Gaddoc Rail Station part of their turf. It's a military. It's an Imperial military. It's the East India Trading Company. You know what it is. And then, of course, there's the Ministry of Preservation, which manages all transportation and allocation of resources, because in Duskval, there's not a gracious amount of supplies to go around, even for food, so people tend to be stingy with what they've got. There's a whole ministry to allocate that. You guys can kind of decide how, like, Soviet you feel like that is.
They got the spirit at least.
Yeah. And then, of course, here is a bit of a reminder for things with scores, your action rolls, what is this, resistant rolls. We'll walk through all this. Your various actions down here, which is kind of the important part, shift pinging. Because these are also things you can use to gather more information on your goals. Now, if you notice, I did not put a map here of Gaddoc Rail Station. That is because we are doing this primarily theater of the mind. So however you want to describe it, you can. If you all want to go to the Duskval map or back to your crew page, Gaddoc Rail Station is on there. But I'm trying to liberate us from the shackles of grid-based combat. Yeah, I realized how dumb that sounded as soon as I said it. Sorry.
Right.
Well, of the two, Ghost Eater is most interested in held by top men.
I mean, obviously, Dreamer agrees.
More coin, the better.
Agreed.
The only thing is that Dreaming of Floss does have the potential for 10 coin, but
Well, it's the higher floor, or lower floor, higher ceiling.
yeah.
Siroko's agreeing. He's gonna help, but he's gonna keep an eye out and see if he can find that 2 on the side.
Absolutely.
Risky.
I'm assuming that we're not gonna come into this place with either assault or occult, because they both seem to be pretty aggressive.
Well, no, I mean, a cult could be like, oh, like, for example, like, oh, we use spirits to distract people, or we use,
Oh, that might work,
like,
yeah.
we tie into the fucking portal gates and teleport ourselves and at a severe risk to ourselves. Like, we're making this shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a character basis, Ghost Eater will always be going for occults. Like, that's just his baseline.
It's
Like,
good to
we
know.
want stealth, occults. We want assault, occults. We'll do it. But he can easily be overruled. That's just his baseline at the very least.
Reaver is very focused on social stuff. They're just like, I'm pretty sure there's something we can just fucking bribe and move our way through. Listen, everybody's poorly paid. Promise them
Everyone has
something.
a price.
Yeah, everyone has a price.
Said like a 1%er.
Said like any person ever. What are you talking about?
It does say they're pretty disciplined and meticulous.
Yeah, well, yes, they are as a group. It doesn't. There's like, here's the thing. A chain of commands is only as strong as its weakest link in that chain, and
That's
trust me,
true.
every group has a weak link.
Mm-hmm.
Ours is indecisiveness, I believe.
100%.
As a TTRPG group, the answer is indecisiveness. But yes, okay. So, are we agree that we're going after the top men target, and then if we feel like we're playing risky, we're gonna jump into the other one, maybe if we're really fucking with things.
Sounds good.
I like that.
All right. Now
We're criminals, Scott. We're criminals.
Yeah. Our means of egress. Let's see. Now let's see. What do we want to do? Is it like punching people in the dick? Is it like what do we want to do?
It mentions covert mission, high Imperial retentions, so probably as much stealth as possible.
Mhm. As much as Sky would love to punch Imperial military in the dick, that is probably not the smartest idea.
Hmm.
Sam, question.
Yes.
Is there opportunities within each of these, I mean, outside of particularly something like assault, for us to be on the down low, or would trying to be a covert mission mostly require us choosing stealth?
No, you could be covert on pretty much any of them besides the like let's punch people in the dick.
Okay.
The main difference, I'm putting this on both. I capitulated, you have a map now. Because again, like if you're luring, tricking, manipulating, you're still on the down low, but you're not trying to evade notice, more so make people think that you belong there.
Okay.
But you guys do need to think about what you all get XP for.
Yes. Oh,
If
it's
you-
on our character sheets, the bottom
Correct.
right.
Yep.
Yes,
And on your crew sheet, it says at the end of each session, for each item below, mark 1 XP or 2 if it occurred multiple times. Execute a successful smuggling or acquire new clients or contraband sources. Contend with challenges above your current station. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. Express the goals, drives, inner conflicts, or essential nature of the crew, which is, of course, smuggling illicit goods. So there you go. So, I mean, you could go in dick punching, but that's not really going to get you XP from a crew level.
But it's fun.
True.
Hmm.
We can go in a different way, but we can have a little dick punching as a treat.
I mean, when things go wrong,
Inevitably.
inevitably, when they go
Always.
wrong.
Alright. Actually, I will say there was a group called the Murder Promenade that did a fantastic job at actually not getting into dick punching all the time.
Yeah. Also, you guys did a fantastic job of just completely blowing through something by constantly rolling crits. That was insane.
Yeah. We were very good at that. It was the only time I've ever seen Nathan roll a crit. He has the worst dice. Anyways, alright, yeah, contend with challenges above your current station. I mean, that's just a standard one. Bolster. So the primary one is not, like, you know, there has to be a certain amount of discretion. So, deception, stealth seem like good options.
Hmm.
From Ghost Eater, we can always rely on the spirits.
Oh yeah.
But definitely stealth, deception. I think those are
Do
good ones.
I'm
do
sorry.
remember
I'm
that
sorry.
the railjacks are trying to deal with ghosts, so
I'm gonna need a Ghost Eater to say that again one more time. In character, please.
We can always rely on the spirits.
Thank you. That was satisfying.
Or do you want me to capitalize it? We can always rely on the spirit.
Either way, whatever floats your boat and tickles your pickle, son.
Well, hi ho, cheerio. Let's go, team.
Alright. So, I got a question because we're nearing in on 9 o'clock for me. I know we've got doggo walk-in that has to happen at a certain point. Do we want to decide what you guys are going to do, what your approach is, then take a quick break, be back, and launch into the score? Does that sound good?
I think that would be best. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that way we're not interrupting. We can do, if you guys want to gather more information before or after, that's fine.
Mm.
So you guys tell me, but I do want to know which one of these you all are planning to do before we take a break, because otherwise we are going to spiral the drain of what are we doing.
Yeah.
As we do, usually. I think deception might be a good idea because like since Firebox does have experience being Railjack, he could potentially head in on tricking us being able to get in, knowing the ways and what hows of the area.
I
Yeah,
like that.
I think that would work with either deception or social. And I was thinking that stealth was gonna be hard because they are already on high alert.
True.
I mean, I'm also fine with social. I'm quite good at it.
So
We already have a social connection to begin with, because I probably know someone inside.
So the main the main difference is essentially, are you lying to get your way in? That would be deception. Or if you're literally just be like, hey, it's me, Firebox. We used to work together, and then walk in. Or, hey, it's me, Edric. We went to school together. Conductor let me in. Like, that sort of thing. Which is, like, a distinction also if you go to your, on the character sheets and the action rating. It's essentially the difference between, hang on, what are the two words? It's
Command and
sway,
consort?
sway and consort.
Yeah.
I think social works better for Dacha. Because he ties to the background that gives me XP.
Alright.
Mine's calculation or conspiracy. So long as we're not punching in the dick, I think I get XP just for existing. All right.
Now remember,
I say social.
you all do also get XP. Or hang on, I'm using smoke as an example because they're at the top. There is also, so while there is the class base, for them you address a challenge with tracking or violence, but there is also expressing your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background, or struggling with issues from your vices. So I mean, think about it. Like, what your vices are, they causing you problems.
So many trains.
Yeah, that would work great for you. Oh yes, these trains, they really remind me of the theater. Remember that play about the conductor? Well, I guess it would be like, oh my goodness, that person over there was in that play last week. I need to get their autograph. That's how I guess
Or
I
like,
would
I
that
can't go over there. I met that person in the theater and they
Yeah.
don't realize I'm a lowlife. Yeah. No, you got to think about it. Like, how does it cause complications? Because part of this game is creating complications for yourselves. Like, I can throw them out at you guys, but a lot of it is, man, wouldn't it suck if this happened for my character? Let's do this.
Okay, so are we thinking the social, or are we going for deception? I'm pro-social.
Social.
That is 2 hard yeses, so social.
That's not how the math works here, though. That's 5 people. That's 5 people in this group.
But
Listen,
we're
if you
also
want to do a
considering stealth
cult,
democracy.
I have an idea. Because I remember that I can attract ghosts to places. So we could do a cult.
Oh no.
Starry eyes. Go on.
I mean, it's simple. I go in, I'm a railjack. I go in, I attract ghosts to places, place goes haywire, and you guys find a way to get in. I did my part.
I would say that's still social, though, because you're getting, this is your method of entry. How, I'm going to say a thing and y'all are going to laugh about phrasing and we're going to giggle like children and move on. How do you, like, the first moment of penetration, okay, of the defenses is what we're looking at, all right? What you do once you're in there is different. Like, if you're talking your way through the fence, like, this is essentially the first moment
how do you get
guys...
past the fence?
Yeah, how do you get past, because, like, here we go, because I dropped the map on here. I mean, essentially, I'm gonna, like, really, like, slapdash this here, but, like, this is, you got checkpoints. This is an airport after 9/11. You can't just walk around in here. You gotta have a reason. So how do you get past that? Like, that's kind of where we're going. Are you punching people to get in? Are you lying to get in? Are you sneaking to get in? Are you asking a ghost to let you in? Are you asking a friend to let you in? Or are you riding in on the rails? Those would be the
So, for
options.
example, if I set the bomb ghost on the entrance and use the chaos to get in, that would
Yes.
be a cult.
Yeah, I'd count that as a cult.
Nah, social.
Jeez, McGreaves. Okay, let's quick vote. I'm pro social.
Social.
Alright.
Occult social.
Both. I mean, I can always use the ghost as a distraction once we are already inside.
Okay.
Alright. I've heard social a lot.
Yeah. So let's go with social. I'm gonna circle it on here so we know it's official with my very fancy mouse circling skills. Well, bam, social. And I will say, did I put break time in here? I did not put break time in here. Sad day. I would say 10-minute break for Doggo. Did I at least put the AFK in here? No, man. I'm just.
Oh shit! I gotta run then.
Well, okay, 10 minutes or like try to be back as soon as possible. If not, I mean, let's be real. We can always fill airtime. That's the thing. Oh, that's right, because you got to do your neighbor's dogs too. That's the thing. All right. Do I have a break screen in here? No. I will just pause. And I will do this. I'm-
No, this is perfectly fine. I hand drew a map for something in Foundry with the fucking drawing tools, so
hang on. And
that will look better.
Yep. I'm just like, let me just put a currently on break.
You could do the opacity like Phil.
Oh my gosh! All right.
You just if you're gonna do this, you could. Yeah, okay.
Look, that was the main set there. Meh. Here. We're on a break. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me turn our audio off on the stream. All right, and we're back. There were more skunkenings. And I believe we have lost a Jen at the moment for audio issues, but we will not let the skunks win forever.
Yeah. Good thing there are no skunks where I live.
Yeah, you're lucky. All right.
As far as you know.
I'll ship all my
That's
skunks
true,
your
that's true.
way.
There's guaranteed skunks in the rail station. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, there are now.
What?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, so where we left off. Oh, that's right. Let's get some music going. Okay. We're doing this. All right, we left off. You guys were about to plan your way talking in. Do we need to go over a quick this is how we blades in the dark? Or
He's
all right.
Sure.
Let me see. Let me see if I have the engagement roll in here as a tile. I think I do. But essentially what happens is you guys tell me this. We are going to hop right in. Yes, I do. Here it is. We're going to hop right in. This engagement rule tells us your starting position. Either, if you get a critical, which is 2 6s, it's an exceptional result. You've already overcome the first obstacle. Good result, you're in a control position. Control position when the action starts. Mixed result, you're in a risky position when the action starts. Bad result, you're in a desperate position when the action starts. And it is calculated based on you get 1 die for sheer luck. Everything else is each major advantage of your plan. You get a die. Each major disadvantage, a die is subtracted. Who decides this? Me. So the game of the engagement roll is convince me. Does that make sense?
Alright. Yeah.
It does.
So is the engagement roll, it's basically its own separate thing, or is it tied to a quote-unquote skill?
It's its own thing. It's what's considered a fortune roll.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
obviously, before this, if you want to gain more information, you can do some intel gathering before the score actually starts. I would allow that. Or we can just do those as flashbacks when we get there.
I think doing those as flashbacks would be good.
Okay.
So we're not waffling around, to be honest.
Sure.
I mean, I was going to give you guys, like, a clock on that one. Like... And speaking of which, there will be clocks you can obviously see at the top of the screen. The handy-dandy clocks that will be ticked, and there will be some for y'all getting caught. Obviously, when that tick is ticked, I guess, when that clock is full, you're screwed.
And we shouldn't be seeing anything on any of those circles at the moment, correct?
Correct. Yeah, no, I haven't even put them down yet. That's actually what I'm doing right now. I didn't know what you guys were going to do, so I can't make them ahead of time.
Gotcha.
So this is kind of your chance. So you've decided you're not going to gather any more information. You know what you know. Which one are you going for at the moment? We're doing the Held by Top Men? The arcane?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Reminder to always check y'all's, or at least make note of when you all get XP, because I'm good, but I'm not that good. I might miss something. So if you feel like you've done something that would words. If you feel like you do something that would count for the XP when we get it to the end of the score, say something. And, yeah. So, the plan was what? Remind me again?
We're just gonna walk up and talk our way through with either, Firebox's know-how and Dreamer's knowledge of things, and find cover identity.
Or I can go find a ghostie and talk to them.
Hey, I can get you some
Or
ghosties.
also-
No ghosties. Um,
Yes, ghosties.
Also, I have been alerted for people watching that I did get the absolute. I had a oopsie and put Socorro instead of Sirocco. Yeah, I messed up. I messed up Seb's name on the overlay in chat. I apologize. My bad.
All good.
now I'm wondering if maybe I can get everyone like Railjack clothes, so everyone can pretend to be. But then we wouldn't talk our way, and that would be more like
Well, no,
stealth.
that's still
yeah.
talking your way in if you're going to your Railjack contacts. You know, like, hey,
this
can
is-
we do it? Yeah, that works.
The social connection.
We
Yeah.
could do
Okay.
that as like the first. I feel like that would be a first flashback because let's first start. Well, actually, here let's see. Let's go ahead and do the engagement roll. Why don't we? And if you're in a really good position, we'll say you were able to do it. If not, we're gonna have to do like a flashback to figure it out. How about that?
Sure.
All right. Doing the engagement roll. So you get 1 die for sheer luck. What major advantages do you guys have for your plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, Firebox is our big one.
All right, you got Firebox. Here's the list, by the way. Is the operation particularly bold or daring?
Oh, yes.
All
I
right.
think so, yeah.
I mean, we're just trying to walk right in like we are part of the place.
Yeah.
Could I argue another plus for our plan?
I mean, I'll give you that one. There's does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
I mean, obviously, if we're trying to sneak into somewhere, that means we could do it.
Yeah.
So, I think.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know.
That's the point.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight? Well, obviously, we've got our Railjack.
Definitely.
So right now you're sitting at 2 extra dice. You can tell me anything else if you'd like to know. I will say you are going to get a minus dice simply because of the heightened security. It's going to be harder.
Could
Right now you have a net 1.
could Kai Sirocco argue that with Puck's passing on some information, even though it's a different job about the rail station, that he would give some insight about the working arounds of from another perspective?
No, he just knows that they're there. He doesn't know insight on how you guys get in.
Oh, all right,
But
no
that's a
worries.
nice
I
try.
tried.
Alright. So it's gonna be a total of 2 dice rolling. Which does mean you can get a critical. We're good. We're here. We're good. Going once.
You got it. You got it.
Going twice.
Can you make devil's deals in the engagement roll or no?
Can you make devil's bargains in the engagement roll? I honestly don't know. It's not listed on the thing, so I'm gonna say no.
Oh,
I mean, technically, well, here's the thing. I could say yes, but it's definitely going to be a big yes, but. The problem is that whatever deal you take with it is probably going to be really bad or then immediately set you guys back on a back foot.
oof.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that's kind of a trade-off on this one.
Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like the end result would be neutral, so it doesn't really make sense to to use that.
Or
And
it's
it's a big gamble. Yeah.
or it would be one of those like you're getting a ridiculous amount of heat afterwards, or like it's one of those like I'm gonna say no on this one. I could be wrong. People feel free to correct me in chat or watching or whatever, but I'm gonna say no on this one.
Sure.
So I'm gonna roll with the 2 dice.
Yeah, 2 sounds good.
Partial success. All right, you're in a risky position when the action starts. So I'm gonna say you guys are walking up. It's risky, so I'm gonna say that you have managed firebox to get uniforms. You're able to make them look like railjacks, but the uniforms don't really fit. And you weren't able to get a like any sort of passes or anything to like they don't have papers. Is kind of the best way to put it. So if somebody's like, show me your identification, you guys would kind of be like, huh? Because, I mean, even yours, Firebox, isn't in date.
Yo, it's old.
So you're coming up to the checkpoint. Because of all this heightened security, there are, indeed, people checking for papers. How are you guys going to handle it?
Easy.
Ooh.
With my fine cover identity, paperwork, pledges, stories, rumors, and fake relationships sufficient to pass as a different person.
Nice.
All right.
Oh wait, should we have figured out our loads or whatever?
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
that's
just
right. I
typing
forgot
that.
about load. That is right.
I was just typing it. I'm not even.
Guys, don't type this. I can't look at everything at once. Just say it out loud. Come on, guys.
That's why I said it.
Yep. Obviously, if you're going to do, like, a heavier load, you will be more conspicuous.
Alright.
I will be light.
I'm also going
Same.
All right.
Question.
Same here.
For the items, is it total items for both columns, or are the left ones like special?
Nope, it's total. If it's in
Okay.
italics, it's 0 bulk or 0 load.
Okay.
Your
the left.
your little suitcase up top will actually track it for you.
The left ones are specific to your like class. The right ones are general. The right ones are general. Left ones are your profession or whatever it's called. Character profession. But yes, as at italics, I have fine cover identity. So, when they're asking for papers, the cover identity that Dreamer would like to go with, because at first he's not going to show it. He's going to wait for them to kind of try to call us out on our bullshit, and then pull it out like he is an undercover investigator, making sure that they're doing their job.
Oh, okay. All right. That's still risky. That's risky. That's good risk
Yeah.
and reward on that one. So, that sounds like obviously a sway because you're talking your way through it.
All right, I got a point in that.
And I'm gonna say for position is gonna be risky. But I will do, let's see. I'm gonna do risky but great effect. Is that an option you have when you click on it?
Let's see. If I click on sway, risky, great effect. Okay.
Because, I mean, these are just regular grunts. They don't want to deal with this stuff. Like, if you're, like, actually, like, the secret popo or something, they don't want to deal with this. But obviously, if you fail this, it's not going to go well.
Fair enough. Alright. Let's see. Crew tier is 0?
I don't know if that... Yeah, crew tier is 0. I don't know if you guys need that specifically for...
I don't know, I was
for
just
this
asking
one. No,
for
it's
all
just
the
because
things,
for
so.
an action roll, yeah, you don't need that. You would just need to do, the, hang on, let me click. I'm clicking it also, sway. Yeah, so this would basically be like if you're giving yourself, an extra die for something, and I would say I would say you could get an extra die for the disguise, but that's what's allowing you to do it. So you don't get a bonus, so it's just going to be what that is. And I think you just roll it.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see if this
Yeah, we'll
goes
find out.
sideways.
All right. Well, you're not doing anything violent at the moment. There's not a way for you to suffer harm. There's not a way for a complication to occur necessarily. However, what I'm going to say, they don't want to stop you in case they're wrong. But you have... Whoop, not all the way security alerted. Come on now. Work with me here. There we go.
No, Dreamer, no.
Yeah. My bad. I'm learning how to click these clocks. They are a little bit on edge. Either because, you know, there's an undercover agent, so, like, nobody wants to get fired. Or they might be onto you. Hard to say.
Fair enough. But yeah, so just like, as we give a shit, just literally just flashes the identity badge or whatever he's got there, and you know, like, kind of, you know, gives him like a wink, and just like, good job, boys. Slaps him on the side, you know, uses that slightly upper class accent, and he lets it slip out, just so that way, you know. And then he just kind of like walks through as they just, I guess, you know, and I guess as we try to get in, they just kind of look at us like assholes. All right, that's my contribution.
Yeah, because you pulled the, like, there with me or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they kind of look at you like, man, you should have gotten your operatives, like, better equipped. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Oh, now that you mention it, I actually want to go heavy low. I wanted to go heavy low.
Okay,
Oh, damn.
that causes some problems. Because we've already started, and
Okay.
that can
Then
affect how you guys are, like, viewed, because it's very obvious you guys are, like, going on a mission. Although, you can roll me... You know what, actually, let's do it this way. Because maybe it's normal for...
The excuse that I was gonna give if anyone stopped me is I'm on sentry duty. I gotta fight ghosts. I'm not going light. You know, I have all this gear with me because I'm fighting ghosts, and I have scars to show for it. But you know, railjack experience. But if not, I'll just change back to like, oh my.
Okay, I was doing this as an example of, like, just to see, like, is that something a normal railjack would do? No. You can get away with normal load, but not heavy. We'll do it that way.
All right.
This is my usual, like, roll a d20, you know, evens odds, but I was like, oh, the fortune roll's right here. But next time, I'll remember to ask everyone about their load beforehand. That's on me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you make your way in. You're addressed as railjacks. Your contacts let you in, although now they're really side-eyeing Dreamer over here, who's apparently an undercover cop. And what's your next move?
I don't know why they hate internal affairs. What's wrong with them? We're here to help everyone. If you have nothing,
I'm from the government. I'm here to help.
Yeah, listen, if you have nothing to hide, then you won't care that I'm here. Anyways, you guys, tell me what the next step of the plan is. We're not playing Scott and Friends.
Inspecting the security of the vault.
Well, now you guys have got to get to the vault. You're in the rail yard.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big area. I would put you somewhere, you know, roughly like where I drew that line. Here's the Ministry of Preservation warehouses. Like, you got to cross this thing. You got to, you know, do some recon. You got to do stuff.
Ghost stores. What exactly are they, and how do I utilize them?
What?
Ghost doors.
Is that something on your sheet?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
My ghost key, an arcane device that can open ghost doors.
Oh, ghost doors are essentially doors, like, in, like, the spirit realm that exist.
Okay. So does that mean I basically open up the spirit realm, or does that mean like I can enter it?
You tell me.
I like a bit of both, but the fact that I have a ghost key, for me, it feels like that means I could potentially enter it. The ghost field.
Oh, that would be real risky, just so you know.
Yes.
All right, you could do that. But mainly right now, what you guys are doing, you're standing here looking at each other. Where are you headed? What's your goal?
Could Sirocco make a survey roll to try to ascertain what location we need to be heading into?
No. What you can do is say that you're looking around to see where we need to go. This is very much, and I'm going to be a hard ass about this.
Let's do that.
Because this is a very fiction-first thing. If you go to the subreddit, they scream it at you all the time. I get real salty about it. But because you can use multiple abilities to accomplish the same thing, you tell me what you're doing. This is like, we're collaborative storytelling, guys. Get into it.
So basically, I could ask you if I could attune to the ghost field, basically channel a nearby ghost and ask them for directions, essentially.
Right, yeah.
Would
It's
that be a way to do
essentially, you want to see if sense for spirits nearby to ask them a question. I mean, obviously that's a tune. That one, there's really only one option
Yes.
for. Like, a tune's kind of a workhorse in that sense. But yes, you could do that. Or you could say, like, look around and, survey an area. So yeah, you both can do that. Are you doing it at the same time? You doing it? Who's doing what first?
Go ahead, Ghost Eater.
Alright. And then I guess I have this. I can attune, but I also have my compel action, well, special ability. I can attune to the ghost field to force a nearby ghost to appear and obey a command I give to it.
Wait, you could terrify and potentially traumatize your friends around you, though, if they pop up. I'm just saying.
I guess not. Weaklings. I shall simply roll a tune. Alrighty, how do I
All right.
deal
So,
with this?
are you just reaching into the ghost field to, like, ask a neighborhood-friendly ghost? Keep in mind, most ghosts are spirits of vengeance. They are not Casper the Friendly Ghost. Chances are, whatever you ask will be angry. And this is a risky proposition no matter what, like, baseline.
Okay.
If you are looking for... Alright, so here are some examples. It is a risky proposition that the book gives for, I reached into the ghost field for the death echoes of Trenet. He died on this very spot, so I'll try and catch a vision of it. Desperate is as the ghost tries to possess me. I feel like you're verging into desperate situation here. Because you're asking a ghost to show up. To talk to you.
Do they
But
need
here's
to
a reminder.
specifically show up?
Here's a reminder. Well, I mean, yeah, to like talk to you, they're at least doing that.
Okay.
Electroplasm. Here's a great thing. Do you remember what electroplasm is made of?
Ghosts?
Yes.
I do have electroplasm vials.
Okay, nope. Follow me here. What would you expect there to be a lot of in a high security area?
Electroplasm.
Spirit word.
Arguably, you could attune to the ghost field, see if you can kind of sense where like the largest amount of power is, and maybe that's where they're keeping the high security stuff.
Ah,
Because remember,
I
Whisper
like
is
how
not
you
just
think.
talking directly to ghosts; it's anything with the spirit field.
okay. Yeah, and like it's an Imperial Customs warehouse, and that is very likely to have a lot of particular things.
Yeah, I mean, there's also probably a lot of wording around it that
Yeah.
maybe you could feel.
So then, could that attune be to
Yes.
discern whether like the biggest area of weirdness is in the Gaddoc Rail Station?
Yeah, risky standard.
And no modifiers, simply an
Correct.
action, correct?
Correct.
And crew tier is 0.
Yes, but that you don't worry about that for right now.
Gotcha.
You get a vague direction, but like here's the thing. There's so much electroplasm around here, you can't get an exact pinpoint, but you know a general location. So you guys can start moving
Gotcha.
and not, just be standing around.
Southward.
It's in this direction, folks.
Onwards, Aoshima.
As you all do that, I believe, I'm gonna get this name right. Sirocco? No.
Yeah,
There we
Sirocco.
go. Sirocco, you are surveying to look to see if you can see it. I'm gonna say that that's also a risky standard, because right now, looking around like you don't know where you're going, it's really sus, Because they're on high alert, because a whole bunch of Skov terrorists showed up the other day and blew up trains.
That is very true.
So you may give me that survey at a risky standard.
All right, risky standard. No modifier, right? Correct?
Correct.
And I get one die, so that's automatically, and
All right. Let's see. You're looking around. You see it in the vague direction. But as you're looking around, you bump into a well-dressed security official of some kind. You're a little bit distracted. You bump into him. And you get a whole like, hey, watch where you're going. But also...
Hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah, I mean a little bit, but also... that's a little sus.
can you react in any way?
I mean, you can, but, I mean, you probably want to keep moving, because, like, he thinks you're a little sus. The consequence was I ticked another thing on that clock.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Also, real quick, we don't have to select our items until we choose to use them.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
That
Correct.
is true, yeah.
So now, one thing to note, too, is you can also say, flashback, eye contact, my favored contact, who is a master architect, and got the blueprints for Gaddoc Rail Station. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Well, I have items, blueprints are an option. There is that. I was letting other people.
Yeah, no, I know.
decide
I'm
if they
just
wanna do
saying,
things.
look through those. But also, I mean, you can flashback and be like, we prepared for this. Like, that's the thing. You can't get rid of the risk that's in front of you, but you can make yourself better prepared.
That's awesome.
So you guys, right now, you're walking through, dressed as railjacks. You got your outfit. You're probably all looking a little bit like Firebox right now. And as you do so, you are getting a few odd looks, but right now you're maintaining it.
I want to add something. At some point while we're walking through the jar towards whatever Ghost Eater pointed us towards, Tacha sees some of the damaged trains and sees people repairing them, and he goes, "Oh my god, they're opening up Old Bessie, and they're doing it the wrong way." And he heads towards the train and starts telling people how to fix the train, and just completely derails out of the mission for a moment, I guess.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Derail.
how does ever? But yeah, all right, guys. He is distracted. What do you do?
Grab him by the collar.
Yeah, I was gonna say
and
he's
drag him
distracted
out.
and
Yes.
fishing for that XP.
Yeah, leave him behind. If he can't do his job, he's the weak link, like I was talking about.
No, I grab the end of his shirt or overalls or whatever, and just like, come on.
This is not our job, Firebox.
It's my job.
This
Your
has
old
drawn some attention.
All right, quit your fooling around. Get back to work. Let's go. Keep moving.
You just heard him along. All right.
Heard him.
I'll yell the instructions from afar and follow the team.
These creeps.
He's just like yelling instructions like as you're being hauled away. All right. You're making your way there. This place it's a dizzying maze, honestly. Because, I mean, let's be real. It's one of those, it was built to be so big, and then it got bigger and bigger, and they built onto it, and it's just all messy.
Alright. I do have blueprints that I could click on this little item box, say that we got.
I mean, you could. You don't have to. And I wasn't necessarily fishing for that. I was just trying to give you guys flavor. You are approaching, of course, the actual location. But as you see, there's a crap ton of fences around it. Very high security. Multiple checkpoints. You're going to have to really do some convincing to get in.
Alright. Which got team?
Remember, you guys could have planned for this with a flashback. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I can create a distraction with the ghost thing, but
I want to say I planned for this.
All right. How'd you plan for this?
One of my strange friends is Nyrix, a possessor ghost. I would like to say that I either somehow contacted them or was able to lure/convince them to possess one of the guards here. So they are, in terms, an ally for us in this situation.
All right.
Does that work?
That does work. So here's how this works with flashbacks within scores. You are going to take stress for doing it. But, I mean, that's just kind of what happens. You take the stress.
And
It's the game.
one tick. Yes?
Well,
Or it depends.
it depends. It's based on... I'm trying to grab the specific page number, 132. It's essentially, it boils down to, like, how risky and strenuous it was to get this. So, 0 stress is something like an ordinary action for which you had easy opportunity. 1 stress is a complex action or unlikely opportunity. And 2 or more stress is an elaborate action that involves special opportunities or contingencies. The example they give for that is the Whisperer has already studied the history of the property and learned of a ghost that is known to haunt its ancient canal dock, a ghost that can be compelled to reveal the location of the hidden vault.
Ah,
So that's going to be
that
2.
sounds like a 2. Yeah.
That's a 2. And there is going to be... There is going to be an action roll for this because anytime you are attuning to things in the ghost field, there is a bit of danger involved. But I will give you a modifier die to it because they are your contact.
Cool. So this would be a tune
Correct.
and a +1.
Yep.
Man, this is the opposite of Murder Promenade.
Yeah. I mean, hey, at least you pulled it out with that 4.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say we're going to get our first example of harm. What's it like when you attune to the ghost field? Give me a description.
I would like to say that basically the scars that are over his mouth sort of look like they become like fresh wounds, so they start to bleed. And it would be pretty hard to see his eyes since he wears a mask, but probably something weird goes on with them too. But it's not unnoticeable when he does this.
All right, I'm going to say, yeah, you're able to do this. You attune, you're able to get this to work. But you take level 1 harm. We're going to put drained, which means you have a reduced effect anytime you attempt to attune to the ghost field. It took a lot of work. It's a lot of effort.
How do I note this on my sheet?
All right. If you go up to the little water droplets above stress, click on it.
Done.
Type into the box that says number 1 there at the bottom. You may type drained. And it should show up on your sheet.
Ah, yes.
And the little arrow says less effect.
It does.
Brilliant. Alright, so what was the plan? What did you do?
That I was able to get my possessor ghost friend to possess one of the guards at the... Where's the place?
The checkpoint, the high security vault
Yes.
checkpoint.
Yes. To help us get through.
Alright. As you're walking up, you see... You know what? Nah. What happens? Tell me what happens. At the checkpoint. You guys roll up.
We roll up. Basically, there is this rather unassuming guard. They're probably not in like high enough a position to be like properly waving people through, but they, I guess, just literally open the door for us.
Yeah, it's more just like the jerk of the head, go to the side entrance, or like, you know, they pretend to like swipe your ID, but like they swipe another one that lets you guys in.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. You are now in the high security area. You are looking for a very specific crate. How do you find it? What's happening?
Could we say, once again, flashback if needed here, obviously. Or Dreamer, socializing with friends and contacts, perhaps. I don't know. Perhaps they know a person who knows a person who, actually puts things away here to locate said crate, or at least or the right direction. If you're like, nah, that doesn't make any sense.
No, that
that's
does.
Fine.
That does. Like, I'm thinking about it. It's more. Yeah, that'll work. That will be 1 stress because that is a little bit of complex.
Yeah.
And that is what you do. So I'm not gonna make you roll. You're asking around. So you have an idea. One of the things your contact, though, does also tell you is that there are a lot of various, like, arcane wards and different things around this vault. It's not just, mundane security. And in fact, as you all are walking in, you head down that corridor, whichever one it is that they happen to say that that's where you go. You see ahead of you vaguely shimmering, like a vague shimmering thing ahead of you. That, as people in Duskfall know, there's probably something spooky going on there. Or, not of this world, shall we say.
Ooh. Are we checking it out? I want to check it out.
I mean, it's in between where you guys need to go and where you are now.
Yeah, this is an impediment that we must find our way around, team.
Is it possible to use arcane implements to take down this spiritual barrier?
Yes, but you know that if they're taken down, that will likely set off alarms and people will come fix it.
Okay. Then, is it possible to manufacture a blip in it, then? Where it's down for long enough for us to get through, but short enough that it is unlikely to cause any real effect on the system.
You could, but that's probably like a desperate, like, that's real. You're risking a lot. I mean, that's like high risk, high reward there.
Gotcha.
Wait, what did you want to do?
Using arcane implements to let us basically temporarily disable the spiritual thing that's in front of us.
Fair enough. I do have foresight, where 2 times per score I can assist a teammate without paying stress. Tell us how you prepared for this. We obviously knew that there were going to be arcane wards because that's what my contacts told me about.
That's true.
Would it be something like there's a you've tracked somebody down who typically works in there and has the pass key to get past it and stole it from them?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. There you go. You who is going to do this role.
Sorry, like if you actually had a plan, I was trying to help you.
No,
through
I
that.
did not. I was gonna just start bullshitting until something stuck. The Scott method. Just talk until something's like, that sounds like a plan. Here,
You
this is
also could have Firebox could have known about this, or you learned about these security measures, and maybe Firebox tried to tinker and make his own passcode.
I actually wanted to do a flashback about asking the people that I knew in the yard about the security, the hidden security that's been implemented because of the explosions and stuff. But I don't know if that would match, like fit into they, or if they would know about the specifics of the security in this
Not in this
specific
area.
place.
Not in this area, unfortunately. But they would be able to tell you enough to where you could say, like, on the way here, have avoided like any sort of roaming guards or any random checkpoints. But once you get into this like vault area, the railjacks don't really come over here.
Alright. Well, if we do the security ID thingy card or whatever, I could think her to try to make a copy.
Or because I haven't heard much from Sirocco here. I mean, you are an assassin who stalks people.
He does. He sneaks around. He just doesn't have a lot of expertise with the other side, the ghost.
Well, right, but
He could try to sneak past this obstacle here.
or
Could steal the thing.
yeah, you could have stolen the pass card ahead of time.
Oh
that
wow!
Scott
Yes,
found out about.
we could do that flashback that Dreamer mentions it to Sirocco about where he knows he's heard about this passcode that Sirocco can steal. That would be
What
too
is that?
stress.
Is that prowl?
Well, you guys are gotta tell me how you're doing it.
He's gonna very skillfully sneak past the.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Like, let me take over here. Here's the whole thing. We come up, we see this arcane barrier, that we need to get past. We've got Evelyn over here who is going to, wants to just create a blip or whatever. Great plan. That's where Dreamer was like, hey, wait a second, I had the foresight to think about this problem. I need someone to go procure this item, this passkey or whatever, to assist with this method. That's where you come into play.
And he does. He sneaks fast.
Sneaks past what?
You steal the key card.
He does. He steals the keycard, yeah.
How do you steal the key card?
He's a master assassin. This is what he does for his to make some coin. This is what his contracts are.
No, that tells me how you're able to do it. That doesn't tell me how you do it.
He prowls right in.
What did you do? That's the question. Not, I guess.
So he's gonna use one of his logouts to get this fine shadow cloak on because he carries it everywhere. So he adds that to his loadout, and he goes ahead and also uses a silence potion vial, which is a free loadout. And he silently gets past whatever security measures are required there.
Okay, all right, time out. This might end up going on 2 sessions here, guys, because okay. Has everybody here seen Ocean's 11?
Yep.
No.
A long time ago.
Okay. What's the most recent heist movie you've seen, Seb?
Oh wow, that's a hard one.
Okay, that explains some things. All right.
Yeah.
As equally as Dreamer is a theater snob, as I'm not going to call you a film snob, but as the film person, would you like to explain how heist movies work? Because we're essentially in a heist movie.
Okay, so typically how a heist movie happens is the very beginning is collecting a crew, putting them together, which we've done. Then there's a target goal. And then what we do when we watch the movie, we watch events happen both at the same time and things that they did in the past to actually resolve those problems. What we're saying right now, Seb, to clarify, is that everything we're talking about when we got to this barrier is stuff that we did in the past. Like, Dreamers, like, hey, like, it's like we get to the arcane gate thing. We all look at it, and then it's like flashback. Hey, like, where's it's like, hey, buddy, here's some money. What do we know about this place? Oh, we need a key card. Then we see Dreamer talk to your character. Then there should be another flashback scene where your character is stealing the key card from somebody, and then we jump to the future where you're holding the key card.
He pulls it out of his cloak and he
Yeah,
hands it
so
over.
it's the question of what is that in between from me finding out what it is, what the situation is, and then you having the key card. How did you get the key card before we ever got to this point?
So you basically provided the information to him of where it was and what he had to do, correct?
Yeah, so you have to tell us the actions that you took to get the key card. Pretend this is a scene in the movie. What happened?
It cuts to Sirocco outside of the place where the information
What
that Dreamer
place?
provided.
What place? Guys.
Dreamer, where's the place?
Alright. What do you mean place? It's literally like this is where you're supposed to make stuff up, son. Like,
Let me go to the Dust Bowl map.
No, okay. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, we flash back. And there's the scene where, like, you hear the voiceover and it's like George Clooney talking to, like, Brad Pitt or whoever. I don't remember who's in Ocean's 11. I think I got that right.
you got that right.
Okay. And they're like, this one security guard, he follows the same routine every day. Every day he goes to this one cafe called the Kitten's Pixie. And he goes there every day at 3 p.m. So what you need to do is just bump into him, snatch his badge out of his pocket. And then, as they're explaining it, we see on the screen, I forget who else was in Ocean's 11. I guess whoever was doing the stealing. Brad Pitt's doing the no, he's not. I don't remember. Whatever. We see your character doing the, like, brush pass. Where you're essentially walking by and pulling it out of his pocket. But whereas in, like, a D&D game or in one of those things, I'm the one telling you guys, like, this is what the world is, this is what it is. We're literally, like, 5-year-old kids playing make-believe. That is what we're doing.
Alright, excellent. So we know the guard likes to visit the fresh market in Barrowcleft, and Kai has been watching him for a couple of days, and they're known for the distillery there. And Kai has been watching, buying a couple of brews, and he bumps into the guard and sneaks his hand right into the code and pardon me, sir, and makes it seem like he's dropping his booze and steals the key card from the guard.
Fantastic! Excellent! It sounds like you're trying to finesse it out of his pocket. Roll me a finesse. It's a risky standard. And I believe you get help from Dreamer.
Yeah, that's what the assist is here.
Yep, so you get the assist, so you get an extra die. So on your modifier, put 1 die, Seb.
1 die there, and that was risky, correct?
Yep.
For standard effect.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You should have had another die
You should
there.
have had another
No.
die.
Yeah, it had 1 die. That's weird. It's the roast 1, yeah.
Did you do the modifier plus 1?
Yeah, it's the modifier. Do you not have a...
Oh, I added number of dice plus,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
added
no,
1 die, yeah.
Yeah, do modifier at the top.
There it is.
Whoa!
All right.
It was
we
meant to
see
be,
you
yeah.
Smoothly pull it out. You're all like, oh, sorry, I'm just so drunk. I'm falling over the place. Maybe you are actually a little drunk. I mean, let's be real here. And you
Spills a little bit
successfully
on him.
get the pass card out of the pocket. And it's in your hand. And we cut back to you guys standing in this high security hallway with you pulling it out of your pocket and holding it up to hand to Dreamer.
He pulls it out like Gambit pulls out one of those poker cards and just with 2 fingers, just puts it right beside Dreamer. You needed this over here?
Yeah, perfect. Now, here you go, Ghost Eater. You take it. You deal with this. I'm getting involved with this shit.
Thank you, Catelyn.
I mean, at this point, you guys should be able to just, use it to go through. The problem is getting you all through. That's what you gotta figure out.
Gotcha.
One card is for one person.
Yes.
Can I make copies? Flashback to making copies.
We can flash back to making copies.
Yeah.
So instead of that, instead of when we zoom in on the card, we're not seeing it go to directly back to where we're standing now. You're in your lair. You give it to Firebox, and Firebox is going to make copies. However, making something is a downtime activity, which means in the flashback, I mean, you guys are probably going to have to, spend some coin or do some things, but actually you guys don't have any coin, do you?
I don't think so.
Oh, you guys don't. Alright, hang on.
We're broke.
Yeah, you guys
We are the broke goats.
How dare you? We're not goats.
Okay, donkeys.
A little better. Yeah.
The broke ghosts.
There we
It,
go.
it explains why we're breaking into an Imperial rail station for money.
Well, yes.
We do everything for money. Well, not everything, but we're doing this.
Almost everything.
Yeah.
I do it for
Okay.
trains. Money is a means for trains.
Yep. Alright, so, in fact, because you guys don't have the money for it at the moment, because you would have to spend a coin to do this, I believe, because this is acquiring an asset. Although, hang on. Yeah, so you would be tinkering. And so on your crafting dot, let's see, it's +1 per coin spent. Let me just double check your base spending.
I'll take a loan.
Well, that's what I'm going to offer you.
I can use more stuff. I have a contact that is an apothecary. Maybe I can take a loan from them.
No, I was going to say you actually take a loan. Yeah, you can take a loan from your apothecary friend, but you now owe them a favor. And you're able to have the money for it. So I'm going to need that tinker roll. Probably doing this all wrong, but that's okay. Somebody will yell in the comments. How much money are you spending? How in debt do you want to be to your friend?
If we spend a lot of money, maybe they can give us a mission. I have to make 3 key cards right now. So I guess the rational thing would be a coin for a key card.
Okay, so total of 3 coins. So now remember, coin is an abstract measure that represents a week's wages in silver.
All right. I think it makes sense if it's a high security item.
Yeah.
It's hard to.
All right, you owe this person a 3 silver. Your apothecary friend. All right. You know that that is we're essentially making a devil's bargain out of this one. So
Yeah, it's kind of a bargain.
You feel the monkey's paw. But yes, you may make that tinker roll. However, because you have that 3 coin, you may add a modifier of 3 to it.
All right, +3. Is risky standard, right?
Yes. Sorry, you
All
asked
right.
me that while I was legitimately under my desk. Because my laptop, which is what Kyrobot's running off of, was about to die, and I had to plug it in.
There's gonna be a lot of dice. Whee! There's a 6.
Yeah.
1 6.
Yeah.
Alright, you do
Sad.
it. So instead, we see the keycard go from Siroko's hand to Firebox's hand, where we then see the tinkering and a very worried apothecary. And now you pull them out, so you all have it. So as you walk up...
Does that give me stress, by the way? Sorry.
Yes. I'm going to say that gives you 3 stress, 1 for each keycard.
Nice. Well, continuing with Seb's Gambit theme, he gives me the card, and poof, now there's 4 magic.
Nice.
Nice. And so now everyone has your card, so you walk up to this barrier, and you're able to just swipe your card and go on through. Because you planned for this.
Yeah.
And I'm broke as fuck.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. I'm sure that will not have any consequences in the future. None whatsoever. It's fine.
That was
We're gonna make a lot of money.
That was a very expensive deal to get past a checkpoint, but fair enough.
Yes.
I appreciate your gumption. It's always good when the lower class takes care of the upper.
Oh my gosh.
Well, at least you did something here too.
What? I do a lot of things. All right, let's move forward. What horror did we plan for next? Where's this crate?
I mean, all right, you all are moving in. You find this particular crate. I just realized I was not getting the Twitch notifications, and there's somebody who's played a lot more Blades than any of us that was like, "You guys could do this," and I've been completely missing it. I feel really bad. All right. Yeah, open up my notes. You have your security guards. Cards, not guards. You're not carrying around with security guards.
Oh man, I don't even know how many dots that would be.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hard.
Heavy load.
As you get there, you see, slouched outside the room where this is locked up, a very tired looking guard, as if it is his sole duty to stand out here and guard whatever is in that room. And he is not happy about his lot in life.
Alright, who's got this one? No?
Under arcane implements, one of the things that it says, a vial of electroplasm designed to break and splatter on impact.
I mean, are you kind of wanting to electrocute the guy? You're kind of throwing a taser.
Why not?
I mean, that kind of ruins your stealth mission.
Oh, yeah, true.
I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying.
No, that makes sense. I don't know the properties of electroplasm, sorry.
What you tell me. I mean, it's electricity. It's electricity. When in doubt, it's magic electricity.
I was thinking more, with a vial of slumber essence. And the reason this guy's sleepy is because his drink was spiked earlier. Because
Oh, damn.
obviously we were told that, Bobovich over here, always gets coffee at this particular time during the swap off when he has to go in. And the vial of slumber essence might have made its way in there. Via, other contacts.
Yeah.
Okay, so I heard what you were saying, but I was also reading a thing. So it's essentially you're slipping this into his drink, or getting.
Yeah, we have a vial of slumber essence.
All right, how exactly are you getting it into his drink?
Well, originally it was like set it up ahead of time.
Well, yeah,
where
but-
Spike by what's this? What we got? We got fireboxes. He knows a guy. Maybe he slips. He knows people here. Maybe he slipped into the coffee. There might be more people sleeping.
Yeah. Now remember, this is separate from the Railjacks. We're dealing with Imperial people now. But this is likely to be in your more likely upper class people at least coming in here as officers. Or you do have your cover identity right now.
Yep.
As the undercover person, you could always go up and be like, "Hey man, you look like you need a coffee."
Hey.
Yes, I suppose that is also a better plan, I guess. All right, we could try that. I mean, it feels weird to just walk in. I mean, I guess we have the key cards and everything. I mean, yeah, this is fair enough. Are there more than just this one, or is this one guy in this whole building?
Not this one guy in this whole building. You've been able to avoid, because you guys are competent in what you do, attracting the attention in the various patrols.
Oh, okay. All right. This feels less weird than just 4 people just wandering. I guess people could hide or whatever, but just wandering up to a random guy, just hey, you're the only person in here. Okay. All right. Yeah. No. Then that's fair. Yeah. I suppose with the would we? I guess in that case, with the looks like you need coffee. I mean, we're not walking all the way back, and because I guess this would be the flashback bit of we were prepared to bring coffee to Spike people drink.
Well, it could also be we flash back to a little while ago when you guys were walking down the hallway. Dreamer breaks off from the rest of the group to go to the break room to get coffee to put the slumber potion vial in it to go give it to the guy.
Yeah, I think we're saying the same thing.
Okay.
Just different. But yeah, that's that would be the plan. All right then just in that case, he will. That would be the general thought process. Is yes. Whilst people were, I don't know, trying to ghost possess. Let's grab some coffee, and then, having it and just wander up to his man. Yeah, it's all right, chap. Here you go. Looking a little tired.
All right. Well, first we gotta deal with the flashback of you doing it, which is going to be, you probably charming people into thinking that you do belong there and you are who you say you are.
All right, fair enough. I mean, that sounds
so
right.
give me that sway with a risky standard.
Okay. Let's see. What if I have on my person a fine bottle of whiskey that would kind of top their drinks off with, because these guys. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody wants whiskey in their drinks. Would that assist in this?
Oh shit, yeah, that would assist. I mean, honestly, you could probably just like walk up to this guy right now and then just like pretend to give him that, and then give slip the sleep potion in or something.
Yeah, we're already committed to this
Yeah.
flashback thing, so is that like a bonus die or something?
Yeah, take a bonus die.
Risky standard bonus die. All right, let's see if this works. Probably 2 ones, just to nope, just partial success.
All right, you do it, but I mean, some people think that's a little weird. I'm
Well,
taking the
fuck
clock. Actually, that does get 2 ticks because the internal affairs guy was getting people drunk. That's a little weird.
What? Well, it didn't come up that it was. I mean, I guess that came up now. Fair enough. All right.
Okay, so this guy is sleeping. Well, not sleeping. Actually, yeah, you know what? You're right. I messed up. I can admit it. I'll get rid of that 1 clock tick, and I'm gonna say that he's dozing. Like he's, you know, when you take Benadryl and you're fighting it. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
He's fighting it, but he real out of it.
You gonna electrocute him now?
We don't know. We're like also avoid damage. Alright, so now this guy's drowsy
Now-
and there's a box in front of us.
One thing you can do, if you want to, you can push your roll. Technically, the original rules is written you'd have to push your roll ahead of time. But in the deep cuts, they allow it to use it essentially like a fortune roll. Or not fortune, hero point. It's not a re-roll, but it would allow you to roll another die in if you want to try to get that 6 for a full success. But you would take 2 stress.
Terrible odds. I haven't taken too much stress yet, though. I mean, I guess we could try. Should I just roll a d6?
Yeah.
Do I have to describe how I'm pushing it? Like I'm really
Yeah.
Benadryling his copy, I guess? Or like, no, because like they're starting to get suspicious, so like, naturally the thing you do here is, instead of like pulling back on the liquor, it's like, it's on the house, and just leave it, and just completely leave the whole
Yeah, you
whiskey
just
behind.
leave the entire
The
whiskey
bottle.
Yep.
Nice.
It works. You guys are watching
Apparently.
for a minute. You're like, he didn't drink it. He didn't drink it. And right when you're like, okay, guys, we got to think of something else. Boom, on the floor.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. Good job, old boy. And then he just kind of like pats the passed out guy on the on the back. Now he gets to say the line, and it sticks. All right, team, let's do it.
Nice. Okay. And all right, we get there. You guys are at the door. There is a complex locking mechanism in front of you.
There's no way that guard had the key, correct?
Did he?
I don't know. You can check.
can
Are
back
you,
him
are
down.
you,
He
are you
did.
checking it?
Yeah, we checked
Check
him.
him, yeah.
You know what, team? If I really were part of internal affairs, I would definitely be firing a lot of people here.
Yeah. They're kind of shit at their jobs.
All right. No, there are not keys to this here.
Alright,
In his pocket.
more tinkering, guys.
What was that firebox?
More tinkering then.
Yeah, you gonna tinker and try to pick the lock?
Does anyone have any other ideas? Any flashback ideas? Any? I only got my tools.
Yeah, you should have somebody should have lockpicks. I think.
There is burglary gear,
Yeah, that would include.
which have lockpicks.
Yeah. So any of you guys can choose to have
Mhm.
one. If you wanted that specifically, or tinkering tools, just however you wanted to do that.
Well, I got fine tinkering tools.
Okay.
Which I think gives me
Gives
one
you a
more die.
Yes, it does.
You are
So
the
I have
safe cracker.
that. Yeah. And so yeah, that's what I got. The fine tinkering tools and my tinkering.
Okay, well, I feel like this is very important. Gonna use my second foresight thing to assist by, obviously, when we were looking up information on this place, we wanted to know what kind of vault they had, and so, we, or at least, Dreamer, spoke with who, maybe the architect or someone to kind of find out what what kind of vault got put in.
All right. Yeah. So that'll give you another extra die. Right, because that's what yours does.
Yeah, it's just basically you get a bonus die if it's plausible, and then I don't have to pay the stress.
Correct. Okay. So you would have a modifier of +2 for that tinker roll. And I'm gonna do risky standard at the moment.
Here we go. Ooh. Only 5s.
All right.
Shit, I didn't check the log for traps.
You open it. You hear a beeping.
Oh no.
It seems like there's another part of the sequence that you guys didn't know about.
Oh, I get the stuff and get out.
You see in front of you, because honestly, I'm just leaning into it at this point, a box roughly the size of the box the Ark of the Covenant was in Raiders of the Lost Ark is sitting in front of you, giving off an odd humming. How are you getting it out?
Humming. Is it ghost stuff?
Ghost eater. It's probably ghost stuff.
Let's see.
Figure it out, team. You got this.
Circle
Just
elbows Ethlem to check the ghost shit.
Did we the quest giver, because the informant, give us any specifications on the item, like
Nope.
how to handle it?
No,
It's a
and
big box.
you guys decided didn't do any more information gathering on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can flashback and do that now, but you guys are taking stress for those.
Alright, Ghosty, to solve this problem, this is what you're here for.
Thanks. Is it possible for me to attempt to attune with this specific box?
Okay,
to discern more about what it does, or if I can manipulate it somehow.
Okay, essentially detect magic, but not that's roughly
Yes.
what you're trying to do. Okay, yeah, I'll allow it. That is obviously a tune because that's what it is.
Yes.
Risky standard.
Ah. Oh.
You figure it out. At least, kind of what it's emanating. You're not entirely sure what it is. But you do know that at least no harm will come to you guys carrying it, at least for a bit. Like, it's not threatening, it's just is. However, it takes a while for you to figure that out, and while you do, the alarm starts blaring. Apparently the door was open too long. This has called you guys to end up in a desperate position.
Gotcha. Is it possible to shadow an electroplasm vial, like on whatever the alarm is, to try and short it out?
I mean, you could, but at this point, it's kind of like, I mean, it's a system-wide, like, thing.
Okay.
But you guys do think you have a minute, because, you know, the guards are probably drunk. Which is why I'm leaving you with 2 pie wedges left, because you still got some time. It's not like they've caught up to you guys.
Okay. But, Ghost Eater will share just like, we should be safe to move it for getting it out at least. In my attempts to look it over, would I be able to manipulate its form at all? Is that even something that's possible in this world?
Not at the moment, I don't think.
Okay.
I think that's like that would be a big. I mean, you could. That feels like a downtime thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, like it's a box. It's a big crate. How'd y'all plan on getting it out? I mean, we could say, like, you know, you could spend the stress to say, well, we figured it was going to be big, so we have a cart ready to go or something. I don't know. You have a donkey waiting.
I mean,
But
I
you got-
assume that there are quite a few large objects in this place, so there should be carts and or pallet jacks around.
Yeah. But I mean, you guys could also carry this. Like, it's not like massive. You haven't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, have you?
I have.
Okay, thank you. Indian Sala with the Ark. It's that size. You can both carry it.
Okay.
Or, like, the team can carry it. You're just
Yeah,
kind of,
we
like,
carry it.
moving slow, but the
Yeah.
alarm's going off, so, like, how are you guys getting out? You probably can't get out the way you came in.
Do we want to risk a ghost key? It would be potentially us going into the ghost field, but it could be a slightly easy way out at the risk of hurties.
Death.
So, that's an up to you guys.
Let me check that. Spirit key, nice.
And it can get all of us out with our covenant.
I could hope, but that would ultimately be up to Sam. I think.
I mean, it doesn't sound terrible.
So
It's a plan I didn't come up with.
here's the thing. I don't think it's not like you guys are gonna just like be able to walk around like in like the Shadowfell or something like the or ethereal plane. That's not exactly it. But what I will say, there is a ghost door. You know what? Screw it. We'll do it this way. That you can. It essentially allows you to sort of like make a door where there isn't a door. Like there used to be a door there. Like once upon a time.
Yeah, that was basically something that I was thinking of.
And
like,
you all could go through that.
Yeah, like basically using that in a nearby wall that also so happens to be the outside wall. Woo, we're outside.
That we know, because I have blueprints as an item.
Yeah.
No.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, like there used to be a door here, but no, it's no longer there. But now it's a ghost door.
Oh,
That's
yeah, well,
cool.
that's what it is. Like, yeah, no, I pull out the blueprints. No, I told you there's a door. It's right here. I don't see it, though.
And then Ethlon just inserts his special little key into the wall and just like, well, fancy that. You were right. Let's go.
All right. So you make it outside. I mean, you're outside this high security building. There's still a fence around it, and then you're still in Gaddoc Rail Station. I mean, I'm gonna say, like assuming you're down here in like this area, like you've kind of like popped out here.
Yeah. I think that maybe we had our boat ready, because we have a boat, don't we?
We do?
Yeah, we chose to have our vehicle be a boat.
And yeah, you do. So you stage the
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
Now it's heightened security. So you guys are how do you get the boat there? Or did you convince someone to roll up in the boat? Maybe like a dock worker that's a contact of the gang.
We do. Oh, we do have that. I don't remember our contacts.
Oh,
Group
yeah.
age.
It
doctor.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I won't lie, I keep forgetting to look at the party sheet, so to speak, like the
Yeah.
crew sheet.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds good. It's like, oh, so glad that this plan came together. We totally remember this individual.
Exactly.
Of course.
We ask Ellen to bring our boat.
That sounds real dangerous. Someone's gonna have to convince her. And by someone I mean probably Dreamer.
Yeah, and this is
This is
friends and
consult.
contacts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I can do this one. I've got 2 points. Does anybody want to take a point of stress?
I was
to
gonna assist,
me?
yeah. I was gonna assist, yeah.
How are you assisting?
So you're gonna go and convince her to pick us up, correct?
Yeah, basically just roll up like, I mean, we got a positive with this individual, so it's very much gonna be like, it's like, all the work we've kind of assisted with you in the past, assisting us getting out of the scrape, it goes a long way, towards our continued mutual benefit.
And maybe you guys do it over drinks, and Kai is well known for being a little bit very gratuitous and a little schmoozy once he gets drunk.
Well, we convinced her to go to the hankering monkey.
I know this exotic place, but hold on, I know the real. I know.
Harping monkey.
Yeah.
Use your European seduction.
Yeah. I know this exotic locale, but hold on, I know the real exotic locale within the exotic locale.
Alright, just take okay. But because this is a you're gonna take 2 stress because you're jumping into the flashback, and you have the 1 stress from. So it's 1 stress from the flashback, 1 stress from the assist.
Perfect. I'll take the 2. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what is this, 1 bonus die?
Yes. And you're gonna take 1 stress from this because, well, I mean.
Yeah. I already took it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if this goes my way. Holy shit!
I even wanted to.
Yeah, like
yeah.
we didn't have to convince. Like she was just fucking around with us. She was messing with.
Okay. Well, based on that, and also based on the time that it is right now, I'm gonna say I was gonna originally roll. I was gonna roll a fortune roll for her. Actually, yeah, no, we're still gonna do it. We're still gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna do a fortune roll. I was going to I was gonna give her 2 because it is your, vehicle. You convinced her. I will give her 3. Because of your critical. How about that?
You make the decisions.
I don't know. I make this up as I go. All right, partial success. So, based on this, she's waiting to go. But you guys are noted. The spotlight is going. You guys are racing with this, heavy-ass box that you're dragging around. And just as you hop into the boat, the spotlight gets you. And that's where we're gonna leave off. But you do think you can get away.
I just like to point out that she had a great time at the Harping Monkey. By the critical success, she had a great evening with us.
Fair. Somebody in the chat, pay her. They're broke. They have no money.
We are negative money right now, actually.
Negative money.
Listen, obviously, Dreamer's charm and Soroko's knowledge of exotic locales. Clearly, that's all you need.
I mean, you could always say that, like, you use, like, plot money. You know, like, it doesn't amount up
Yeah.
to 1 coin. You could always do it that way. But I don't know, like, you taking her to, like, go, like, laugh at, like, a screeching mechanical monkey is totally fine. Now, technically, the end of the session, we would do XP and all of that stuff. I will say, it's been stressful. We've been having so many skunkenings, that we'll do that at the top of that. Is next week good for everybody?
Yep.
Alright,
Theoretically.
theoretically.
Yes.
Okay. We'll see. Hopefully, Dirk will be back with us. I know, he's being discharged from the hospital, so that's nice. And hopefully Jen will have audio fix. I don't know. Also, if people are watching and you do want to join in, you can. As far as that, announcements at the end of the thing, there's a list. There's a list of games coming up. Are we ready? No, I'm not, because I gotta find it. Okay. Starting with tomorrow is Feast of Ravenmore. Is it Ravenmore? Am I getting that right?
Sounds right.
Alright, Feast of Ravenmore. Sunday, 2 things. Kingmaker, being streamed by Dom. Triumph of the Toughs, being streamed by... Will? Is that Will? Or Red? Who streams that?
I think Lex?
Lex?
I don't know.
Never mind, it's
Yeah, I think
Lex. I
Lex.
don't know. Whoever I guess
Yeah,
it's
it's
wrong.
Lex.
Lex, alright. Then Monday, Stolen Fates. Tuesday, Strength of Thousands. Wednesday, Carrion Anthology. And Thursday, Skyhaven. So we got something every day. It's fun, and then we'll be back on Friday, probably. But yeah. Everybody, thanks for listening. Oh, in chat, nicely done, guys. Oh, someone run Delta Green, please.
No, I don't want to die again.
That is Scotrick. The people are demanding I believe a streamed Delta Green game. I'm seeing it.
Well,
As he's already
when I have
bleeding out
time.
his ears. Yeah. All right.
So many games, so much work.
Hopefully I will get a bit more used to this. But anyway, thank you all for listening. Have a great evening. I say that like it's not about midnight. Night.
For me. Bye.